Hello everyone, in this video we will see continuation of introduction to operating system. So next one is computer system architecture. Computer system architecture is divided into three types based on number of processors used and number of storage devices shared. So first one is single processor system, which is most general purpose processing system where it has only one processor. Most systems have special purpose processors because only one general purpose processor is used in system and it has to take care of all other of all the functionalities or of all the processings. But the systems like smart refrigerators, ovens, washing machines and all has special purpose processor, which is used only one processor for special purpose. Second one is multi-processor systems where multiple processors are parallelly aligned in the system. So we call them as parallel systems or tightly coupled system. In multi-processor system we have two types of systems. One is asymmetric multiprocessor system where each and every process is assigned with special tasks to it. Next one is symmetric multiprocessor system where all the processors shares the task and performs all type of tasks in a computer. Third type is cluster based system where each computer has its own processor and main memory, but it stores even it has its own input output devices, but shares only storage area network. So here it is symmetric multiprocessor architecture where CPUs are parallelly aligned and each and every processor has its own register and cache memory, but all the CPUs uses main memory or shares main memory for this architecture. In cluster system, as I told, each and every computer is parallelly coupled. Each and every computer has its own main memory, register, CPU, cache memory, input output devices, but it stores or it shares storage area network for each and every computer. And coming to operating system structure, we have two different structures. One is multi-programming structure, second one is time sharing. In multi-programming structure, each and every program is divided into jobs and each and every job is executed one after the other. Once a processor completes one job successfully, then it will shift to another job for execution. So we call this type of system as batch system. Second type is time sharing system. We call this type of time sharing system as multitasking because CPU's time is divided into equal number of time slots or equal time slots, and we call this time slot as response time. So each and every job is allocated with one time slot at a time and it will be shifted to next process after the time slot based on the operating system allocation. Once a job is successfully completed or it has to be completed, once the time slot gets over or once the response time is finished, the CPU is handed over to next process or next job for its term. So this is called time sharing system. Memory layout of multi-programmed system is like this. So this is the RAM or main memory. We call them as main memory. So each and every RAM in the computer, a part of it is allocated to operating system and rest free data is allocated to multiple programs in the form of jobs. Based on the free space, operating system allocates each block for each job and deallocates when the job is completely executed. Next one is operating system operations. So we all know operating system is interrupt driven because to execute operating system or to make operating system work, there should be interrupt generated by input output or hardware devices, or there should be a exception or trap generated by system or application programs. Software error means based on the operating system, if a software which is executing has some error, for example divide by 0, it is operating system's responsibilities to handle those. Request for operating system services is given by software interrupts called exceptions. Each and every request is served by operating system. Other process problems like infinite loop process modifying each other or the operating systems, like some of the errors like the process which is under infinite loop and one process is modifying other process data or operating system data itself are some errors caused by processing. So these errors also should be taken care by operating system. Next, in the continuation of operating system operations, operating system is a dual mode operating system, like dual mode execution system where it has two modes like user mode and kernel mode. Mode bit is used for shifting your operating system execution from user mode to kernel mode, and this is how it happens. So once the user provides an interrupt, user process executing will initialize. This user process execution will call the system programs or system functions. So this we call it as system call, which calls the system function or operating system function. Once system call is executed, the mode bit will be set to 0 based on the trap or exception generated. Then the system call which is called by user process will be executed in kernel mode because it is function from operating system. Once the system call execution is completed, while returning back to the user mode, the mode bit will be set to 1 and return back to the system call or return back to the user process or user mode by returning the output from or returning the values which is available after execution of system call. So if at all the mode bit is 1, then operating system is under user mode or the system is under user mode, and kernel mode, if the mode bit is equal to 0, then execution is happening. If the mode bit is in 0, then no other user process can access to the kernel. Once mode bit has become 1, then other process from the user process can access to the kernel mode. Next one is process management. A process, we all know process is a program which is under execution. So since it is doing some work or since it is active, we call the process as active entity, and the program which is not under execution or which is in passive mode, we call the program as passive entity. Processor needs CPU, memory, input output files, initialization of data, all these resources for its execution. So operating system is responsible for resource allocation for every process under execution. Single thread process has one program counter, where program counter will have all the details of the program like program ID, what are the data to be initialized, what is the size, what is the next instruction to be executed, and address of next instruction. All these data will be stored in program counter. So the task of process management of operating system is to create and delete the system processors and user processor, suspending and resuming based on the execution of each process, let it be system or user process, providing mechanism for process synchronization since it is if it is multi-programming or multitasking, operating system should provide process synchronization, and if at all there are two or more processes need to communicate with each other by passing data, then operating system provides communication mechanism for process. And handling errors like deadlock handling is one of the major responsibilities of operating system to run computer with effective manner. I hope you understood these topics. Thank you.